This box is the 2020-2022 in color box. And I'm going to share it with you this evening, and you can reserve your box, okay? So I'm going to tell you everything that's included in the share box this year, okay? So the first thing you're going to notice are 20 sheets of designer paper. And so if you remember, this is Misty Moonlight. This is Magenta Madness, or is it Majestic? I always get messed up. It is Magenta Madness. Magenta Madness. Bumblebee happens to be my favorite. Just Jade. And Cinnamon Cider. Wow, I got through that. It's a big test. I almost know my colors. So with the share box, you get a half a package of designer paper. All right, and so that's 20 sheets. And you are going to get all 4 designs. Okay, so this is one of the designs. This is a design. This one, and then the dots, all right? So you get 4 of each color, and 4 times 5 is 20, all right? Hello, Carol, welcome. Now you also get 20 card bases, and they are pre-cut, and they are pre-scored for you, okay? So Misty Moonlight, Magenta Madness, Just Jade, Bumblebee, and Cinnamon Sugar. 20 card bases, okay? Then you get 100 enamel dots. So you'll get 20 of each of the 5 in colors. And here they are, okay? So 100 of those. Also included in the share box is 12.5 yards of ribbon. So that's 2.5 yards of each color. It'll come in, it'll be wrapped around the cardboard, it will be labeled, and it will be tucked inside the acetate box, okay? Now, why do I include item numbers? I like to do that because let's say you're using your in color ribbon and you run out of Misty Moonlight. Then you know that's a color that you really like and use a lot, and there's your order number for reordering, okay? So 12.5 yards of ribbon total. Then I have 2 free gifts this year, something I have never done before. The first gift, which I've always done, is the In Color Coach. And you can see I've got a new stamp on here, the sunflowers, and then the darling little jar. Hi, Dawn. I'm just going over my share box. And then inside of the Color Coach, you're going to find the color coordination, which colors to use together. You're going to have your cardstock piece. Then it goes to the next color, and then the cardstock piece, and you'll have 2 cards per each color, okay? And so that is the Color Coach that I create for you, all right? And then new this year, I decided to include a reference tool. And so here you can see all of the designer papers that are included in the box, okay? You're going to have the name of the designer paper, the catalog, the page number, the item number, and the price if you were to purchase the entire package, okay? Hi, Kathy, welcome. And then, of course, my name and information at the bottom. Now, if you order the share box, your reference tool will look like this. It will be cut for you. It will be labeled. You'll have all of your circles in this pouch, and you'll be able to glue them on, okay? And what's nice about this is this reference tool is the same size as the designer paper, so it all fits in here together, okay? So now, ladies, you can start reserving your share. It is $32.50. It's the same price it was last year, and I have added this additional reference tool. Okay, so one more bonus to reserve your box, okay? Now on June 3rd, that's when our catalog will be live. You will be able to purchase it on that day, but you can go ahead now and reserve. But per Stampin' Up! Policy, I am not allowed to take payment until June 3rd. If I need to mail it to you, I'll ship priority mail, and you can pay that via PayPal, all right? Peggy says, you are the bee's knees. That's why we love you. Love you too, Peggy. And Peggy, we're using Wink of Stella tonight, so hang on to the end so you can see all that Wink of Stella, because you know, that is your tool. All right, Laura, we shall count you in for a share box, all right? So you can reserve them up until June 2nd, and on June 3rd, I'll place the order, okay? Any questions regarding the share box? It is a wonderful sampling of product and at half the cost. Okay, if you were to buy all of these things individually, and honestly, I didn't add it up, but it would be twice. So it'd be $32.50 times 2, all right? Also with your box, you get a beautiful label. I just have not created it yet, but a beautiful label comes on top. So in years ahead, you'll be able to look at this box and know the end colors and what's inside, okay? All right. Any other questions about the share box? All right, so tonight, ladies, I'm going to introduce you to a suite that has been in our mini catalog since January. So this is the catalog that I am referring to. The Botanical Prints has been right inside here, and you may have overlooked it. I really feel like I've overlooked it. So on page 61, this is the Botanical Prints product medley. Now let me just point out the best news of all. With this medley, it's 40% off now. So originally it was a $70 product medley, and it is 40% off while supplies last for $42. So I just want to get that out there right away and let you know what a great deal this is, all right? So I'll show you these samples right here, and then I'm going to show you the entire medley and what's included, okay? So for one of the cards, this card right here, here it is. All right, let's see which way I need to go with the camera. So here it is. This is designer paper, ladies. This is designer paper. And then these are the die cut images that I have colored. And this is a die cut image. So I'm going to show you what's in the kit. Isn't that pretty? Do you see the old olive ribbon that's also there? And I did take another one of the sheets of designer paper and I made a envelope flap for it. All right, so that's one. I have a ton of cards to show you tonight, and I'll show the rest at the end. Here's another one of the samples, which is right here. And so if we look at this one, do you all see some really, really pretty embellishments? Carol, do you see those bees? Because I know you have a bee room in your house. You sent me pictures of it. So here's a bee and here's another bee. Aren't they precious? And I'm going to tell you all about the die cuts. And then this card right here, it's actually a box that you see right here, but I made it a card. And so here it is in a square card, which is 4 1/4 by 8 1/2. All right. So those are the 3 samples that are right here. And if you turn to page, I'm gonna find it. I know, it's this way. If you turn to page 58, here are 3 more samples that I did not even get to make. And then you can see a sampling of the paper, okay? So these are the kits. They're towards the back of the 2020 mini. And don't overlook these wonderful things, especially while we're home. All right, while we are still home. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how it arrives, okay? So when you get it, it arrives in this zippered bag, okay? And so here's the stamp set. It's called Botanical Prints. And so it does have 3 greetings, and it has 3 different flowering images, okay? You'll also find dies and a stamp set in the same medley. And these dies will cut out all 3 of these stamped images and also some little leaves, which I'll show you this evening as well. So these come together. Everything I'm showing you comes in the package. That's now 40% off. This is 10 yards of old olive ribbon. Usually in a lot of our kits, we might get 5 yards. This is 10 yards. All right, awesome ribbon. And then you get 12 of these darling little bees. Now, I can tell you, if they had sold these bees in the regular catalog, I probably would have bought them all. So it's probably a good thing they were in the medley. Hi, Marva. Welcome tonight. It's so good to have you. So that's the bees. And then on the other side, yes, it's all of this comes together. Okay, now let's look at the die cuts that come with it. You get 2 sheets of these die cuts for stamping on. These are great for all the words that are in this stamp set, okay? So 2 sheets. Then you get 2 of each design. All right, so there are 2 different designs. You get 2 of this one, 2 of this one, and the nice thing is you can flip it over and use the white side, okay? So you've got Pretty Peacock and Whisper White, okay? I know, Carol, I have 2 bees left, and it's not even gonna be enough to finish my cards tonight. All right, and you can see here that I actually stamped on this die cut. Now you also get 2 of these fruit die cuts, all right? And we are gonna use some tonight on the card so that you can see how they are used, okay? So this looks like oranges, I wanna say plums, cherries, and lemons, okay? So 2 sheets of those. And then we get to the paper finally, right? They packed a lot of stuff in this kit. Okay, so now let's look at paper. On one side, you have some geometric designs and some fruit, okay? So now we'll go through and look at these, and let me see how many of each design. You get 8 of each sheet. So you get 8 of these. And if we flip it over, and I'm just gonna gather these together. This is one side, you get 8. Flip it over, and now we have the fruit. And by the way, these come 6 by 6, okay? And now we have 8 of these. And if you flip it over, we have the lemons. All right, and let me know if you need a closer look at designer paper. Then we have 8 of this geometric design. See if I can pick it up. Well, I may not be able to. There's this side, and if you flip it over, we have these flowers, okay? By the way, this is Terracotta Tile. That's that orangey color. This is Crushed Curry. And the other coordinating color is Pretty Peacock, okay? And of course, the black. Then on this design, we actually get the fruit, all right? And if we flip it over, we've got the fruit again with the Crushed Curry background. Okay, aren't these beautiful? I hope you like this paper. I am loving this, and I really wish it was carrying over. Here is another design of the fruit, and if you flip this over, you've got the terracotta tile color in the background. All right, and then I believe this is the last one, because remember, I think there are 8 different designs, 8 double-sided designs. So here's this side, and if we flip this over, we've got that pretty peacock in the background again, all right, with the fruit. And I don't know about you ladies, but with some of these cards I made, I just want to put them in my kitchen because they have fruit on them. They're just really, really pretty. All right, so now let me show you what we're going to make this evening, okay? And first of all, we will be making this card because I want to show you how to use this die cut right here. We're going to create this card because I want to show you how to use this stenciled pattern and the die cuts, okay? And our third card, yes, I'm very ambitious tonight. This is our third card. And the reason I chose this one was because I love taking this fruit stamp and creating a background with it. I think it is so pretty. This is Gorgeous Grape card base, okay? In case you were wondering which color it is, it's Gorgeous Grape. Now, you probably noticed on my Facebook post today or my blog post that I also made a green one, and this one is Old Olive. Now, you're going to notice that I've used the black and white geometric patterns on all of these cards, okay? On the cards like this. And so it's basically the very same card. I just changed up the designer paper and the card base. All right, so there it is in the Old Olive, and there is the envelope. Isn't that pretty? All right, and I'll tell you about the squares in a minute. And then here's another one, and this is in Terracotta Tile, and this will be on my Facebook post tomorrow or Friday, okay? And it'll be on my blog too. So this is the terracotta card base here. And yes, I did the envelope. And then one more for you. This is Crushed Curry. And again, a different geometric designer piece of paper with the coordinating envelope. Isn't that sharp looking? So here we are. You'll see, you're going to see all of them by the end of the week on my blog and on my Facebook post, okay? And by the way, if you visit my blog, it has the measurements. So definitely head over to my blog at www.becreativestamping.com. All week this week, it's Botanical Prints, and you'll find measurements for these, and you're going to find Stampin' Blend colors for the fruit, okay? So let me show you the square. And what I wanted to show here was, look how you can take one idea and make 2 different sized cards. Isn't that cool? I mean, this is basically the very same card, except one is a standard card base and one is a square card base. And again, measurements on my blog, okay? So here they are. So that's the gorgeous grape. This terracotta tile. And old olive. And crushed curry. So now tell me which is your favorite color. Gail's already told me she loves the purple. She likes the crushed curry. So isn't that cool how you can take one card and make, or one idea and make two different cards? All right. So let's go back to Gorgeous Grape, okay? Now something else I want you to look at, and I did this on all 4 of the cards, okay? On this piece of fruit, I stamped it in black memento ink. The fruit on this card, I stamped in Gorgeous Grape. So I did that in all the cards. So in this card, I've got a color with my Stampin' blends, and with this card, I didn't have to color anything. I just stamped it. So I love the colors that you all are choosing. That is so cool. All right, so now we're ready to make this first card, okay? I'm gonna grab a sip of water. You all do the same if you need to. And don't let me forget at the very end, I have more card ideas to show you, and they're gonna all be on my blog and Facebook page. So I'm gonna pull out my supplies, okay, that I'm gonna need for this first card. And another reason I chose this card, I just want you to see how gorgeous this stamped image is. I mean, it's just awesome. Oh, thanks, Sonia. Hi, Amanda, welcome. I'm so glad. It's really hard to pick, isn't it? I mean, they're all really fun cards. All right, so we're gonna get started. And I still haven't grabbed that water, so I'm gonna do that. We're gonna start with some Gorgeous Grape tonight because we're gonna work on the card base first, okay? And I love taking a stamped image and actually stamping it to create a background. Okay. So I'm going to ink up my Gorgeous Grape, and I would say this is not a color that I've used a whole lot because it is so bright. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stamp on the card base. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom in because I want you to see this image. How beautiful and realistic is that fruit image? I'm really not sure which fruit it is, but I just absolutely love the images in this stamp set. Hey, Tatiana, welcome. Good to have you. All right, so as you can see now, and I'm gonna zoom out just a little bit, look how realistic this looks. It's unbelievable. Carol, we are still happy to have you, even though you're running a bit late tonight. No problem. For those that are just joining, you're going to want to go back and hit replay because I'm sharing the in color share box with you tonight, and you'll get to see everything that's in the box, okay? So don't forget to do that. All right, I'm going to go ahead and put some fruit right here in the middle, okay? And then I'm going to put one about right here. Don't worry too much if you overlap the fruit in the center, because as you can see on this sample, we're going to be covering up the center. So we don't have to worry about that too much, okay? All right, here I am just fiddling with the camera. All right, so now we're going to go back and we're going to fill in all the way around. I'm just loving the detail. Now, did anyone ever notice this product medley in the Occasions catalog? I mean, honestly, I just kind of passed over it. And then when the retirement sale was listed, I happened to see that it was 40% off. And I've really been looking at kits a lot differently now because we're home so much and we have the time to work on kits. And so now I kind of have a renewed interest in paper pumpkin and stamp kits. So what do you think? Even though you're not here personally, look at this. Aren't the images gorgeous? They're just awesome. And by the way, ladies, for any of those, I'm going back to the share box now. For anyone who's purchased a share box from me in the past, if you would like to write a review for me for my blog, that would be awesome, and it's not too late, okay? So feel free to write a little something about the share box and why you enjoy it. I think that helps others when they're trying to decide. So, all right. Yeah, I know. Isn't this awesome? Okay, now we're going to stamp this. And I am going to clean my stamp. I am so glad I brought my chamois over here this evening because we need to clean our fruit stamp. All right, and you all help me figure out which fruit this is. It's got like a beautiful blossom at the top, but I'm not quite sure what it is. I think it's something that doesn't grow here in Virginia. Gail, do you already have this? Did you order this? If you did, you're going to go crazy and start making cards. That's awesome. All right, so I'm inking up, ladies, and you can't see me doing it, but I did ink this up in the black Memento ink. And now I'm going to stamp. And this is where we cut it out, okay? And so I want to go back and I want to show you the die cuts. So again, it's the Botanical Print stamp set that comes with it. And what I've done is, ooh, maybe they are blueberries. That makes total sense. I should have known that because I love blueberries. They look kind of big for blueberries, but you might be right. Cool. All right, ladies, so here what I've done is I've cut out everything that has a die to go with it, okay? Oh, Peggy, you have this too. That's awesome. All right, so here you get 2 of these for cutting the corners. You can cut out, let's call them the blueberries. You've got this to cut out. Oh, good, Sonia. And there's also this flower image to cut out, and you get 2 dies for the leaves, okay? I am so happy that so many of you have this set. All right, now I'm going to show you one more thing that you probably have not seen. I changed my case, all right? So I'm going to interrupt us here for a brief minute before we finish the card. I purchased some of these just to see if I liked it or not, and I kind of do. It's called the Stampin' Storage Case, and as many of you know, I am a Stampin' Storage affiliate, and so if you use my link from my blog, I may get a kickback and commission off of your purchase, okay? So, but I'm bringing this to your attention. You can purchase them in groups of 3 or 10. It comes just like this with the magnet sheet and the clips. And I decided to purchase a few. I wanted to give them a try. And this is what I've done. I've transferred the Botanical Prints insert from the Stampin' Up case, okay? I transferred the insert to here. I'm attaching my stamps here, and my dies are here. And then, so I remember with the dies cut out, I've also put this inside, okay? So just something for you to be aware of. I know all of you like to organize things like I do, and I really kind of like this system. So I don't know if I'll completely switch over or just use this for special stamp sets. But if you are interested in taking a look, and if you visit my blog, If you scroll down to the left sidebar, you'll see a little image that says Stampin' Storage, and you just click that image and it will take you to their website, okay? So just wanted you to be aware of that. And now we can get back to our card. That was just a little commercial. Hi, Sandra, welcome. I'm gonna show you how to build this sandwich. All right. I've already cut one out, but this is a super simple sandwich to make. You need your magnetic platform, your cutting pad, your paper, and let me get my die out. This is your die, and you're going to position that die, okay? Just like that. Now, do some of you ever have trouble and your magnet likes to wiggle on the magnetic platform? If that happens, move your paper instead of the die, and that should move it into place, okay? That's actually much easier than moving the die every time. All right, one more cutting pad, and then this is ready to roll through the Big Shot or your die cutting machine, okay? So once that's done, now we have our fruit, all right? So I'm gonna zoom in again, and we're gonna do some coloring now, and I'm going to be using Old Olive Stampin' Blends and the Highland Heather Stampin' Blends, okay? So Highland Heather and Old Olive, all right? All right, so now we're gonna do some coloring. I'm going to take the darker Stampin' Blend, and I am going to just trace the veins in the leaves, all right? Just like that. Okay, and Carol is telling me that she loves those cases. She may have to order some. She's always disliked that there aren't any images on the die envelope, so you don't know at a glance what's inside. And this would solve the problem, especially with a coordinating stamp. Exactly. You know, some of our dies have the coordinating stamps, so that would solve that problem. The other thing that happens is our stamp set is one name and our die is a totally different name. And sometimes I can't remember which set of dies coordinate with the specific stamp set. So that would definitely help. And I would think dies like layering circles, layering ovals, they wouldn't go in a stamp case. They would just stay on a magnet sheet. Now I'm going to take the light Old Olive, and I am going to do some shading. I want to make sure that you can see what I'm doing. All right, and we'll get this all colored in. And this is a good time if you have any questions about anything that's coming up or anything that you want to see before the end of May, let me know. Like I said, I've kind of been focusing on kits. So what I'm doing here is I'm coloring in with the light blend, and I'm moving that dark ink, all right? And it might be hard to see in this lighting, all right? And I hope that everybody is doing well and feeling well, and I hope your family is too. We are all doing fine here. All right, so now I've gotten that side done, and now I have one more leaf to do. Ooh, can you put a magnet sheet on both sides of those cases? I think you can, yes. I think it would work. Now, you would have to cut the magnet probably, Carol, to fit inside the case. I don't know if Stampin' Storage sells those magnet sheets in that size separately. I also know that some people have gone to Lowe's or Home Depot and bought the magnetic vent covers, and they've used those. Now, personally, I think they're pretty flimsy, and I really don't care for them. but that is another option and it is cheaper. So it's a really good question. I'm going to start with the light and just see how this goes. I do want it to be pretty light. I don't want them to be super dark. And looking at this, it looks like I probably made the right decision. I may go back and add some dark. And hopefully you ladies can see me coloring. All right, and now we're going to move over here. And we're going to get this side colored in. I really could have used the brush tip. I tend to use the fine tip. I feel like I have more control when I'm coloring, but I could have used the brush tip and it may not have taken as long. All right, that's done. We are going to put Wink of Stella on it, so don't let me forget, but I'm going to do it at the very end, okay? All right, so let me go ahead and zoom out. All right. And now we're going to add our designer paper and our cardstock. So let me measure for you. You will find these measurements on my blog, and they were on there yesterday and today, okay? So this designer piece of paper is 2.5 inches and 3.25 inches. And then your basic black cardstock is 3.5 inches by 2 3/4 inches. And I'm going to grab my snail and I'm going to use that to tape. I need my bone folder here. I already have a loop. Can you all see that loop that I have on my snail? So I've got to turn this wheel. And by the way, this tape runner is about out, and I'll be glad because it has done a lot of looping. All right. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to add this and just center this. All right, it's about 1/4 inch all the way around, okay? And then we're going to pop it up. I love doing that on card bases. All right, so let me use that little piece, and I'm going to go ahead and get this cut. Yeah, and I will be giving away this card tonight. All right, I will draw names. I'll probably wait and draw names in the morning. It's been a really busy day, and I just feel like after this, I'm gonna need to rest. All right, so this is now ready for me to put on the card base, and I'm gonna put it about right here. And that should work all right. Okay. And then now I'm actually going to add this. So what I want to do is I actually want to, I'm going to put a dimensional right here on this leaf. Okay. And I'll probably add a little snail here at the top because where the snail is going to hit the designer paper. And I'm going to position it like that, okay? So this piece is popped up and this piece is taped, all right? And now we're going to add Thank You Kindly. So I need to find my dies. Now, what did I do with my supplies? Hang tight. I'm looking for my, oh, here it is. All right, let's see. I'm looking for my die cuts. I have so much stuff here. Let's see, that's not it. Die cuts. Oh, here they are. I'm sorry, ladies. All right. Sorry about that. Misplaced those dies. Okay, so that's what we're going to use. All right. Actually, you know what? I'm going to change up because this one's already stamped in Gorgeous Grape. And so let's pop it up. Why not? All right, so I'm going to put a dimensional here. And I'll put one about there. I did tape the first one, and I'll show you that again. And now I've decided I'm going to pop this little guy up. So let me show you. This one's popped up, and this one is adhered with snail. Okay, so you can see the difference. And then we're going to use our old olive ribbon, and this stuff ties really well. Like I said, it's 10 yards. And I think I've made a dozen cards with it, and I still have plenty. All right, let's make that a little bit smaller, and then I'm going to cut it. All right. And then right here where the knot is, I'm going to take a glue dot, and I'm going to attach it to that ribbon so it picks it up. And then I'm going to put this about right here, okay? Now, I'm not done. I'm gonna do the wink of Stella, okay? But the reason I waited was because sometimes it can take the wink of Stella a little bit to dry. And so now I don't have to worry about it drying because it's already here. And I'm just going to color around. Hopefully you can see some of that shimmer. I will hold it up to the camera in just a second. All right, and then I've got one little bit. And you could leave your ribbon off and do your wink of Stella and then let it dry if you want to do it that way. Okay. Such an easy card to make. And look at that shimmer. What do you think? What do you think? Suzanne says, back the train up. How did you make that ribbon? Ooh, you know what, Suzanne? I don't know if we're going to make some more ribbon, but I'll show you real quick. I don't mind at all. Hi, Amy. Welcome. I know, in the wink of Stella, awesome. Okay, so I'm going to show you how I made the bow. Okay, real quick. All right, this is where I could add a bee embellishment, but I'm down to 2, okay? So I'm going to hold off on that. You were thinking the same thing? All right, well, let me show you, okay? All right, sometimes we take things for granted, don't we? Okay, so I made a loop like this, okay? All right, and then I'm going to wrap this around, just like that. And then I've got to bring that loop through, all right? And when I do, that's how I have my bow, okay? And then I fiddle with it. I mean, I just keep fiddling with it until I get it the shape that I want, okay? So hopefully that helps. Now, some people, like my upline, she would take, how did she do this? She called it bunny ears. And she would take 2 loops. Yep, that's how she did it. She would take 2 loops and loop them, and I think wrap them around. I haven't done bunny ears, but it works. I haven't done bunny ears in so long, and that really makes a nice bow too. Okay, that actually made a really good bow. So a bunny ear, this is one bunny ear. And this would be another bunny ear. And then you would wrap them and bring it through the hole. Does that make sense? All right. Hi, Leslie. I'm so glad you joined in. So nice to have you tonight. All right. So, Leslie, I'm going to show you the first card we just finished, and then we're going to make 2 more. So this card here is what we made this evening, and this is the original card. And then I showed everyone how you can make the very same card in a square instead of a standard card. Same exact card, okay? All right, so now our next card is this one right here, and it probably looks really complicated, doesn't it? All right, let me get my supplies. This is just a sheet of, it's a standard card base, so it's 5.5 by 8.5. Yeah, Peggy uses the bunny ears, yeah. Hi, Irma, welcome. It's so nice to have you all, even when you join late. We love having you, so thank you for joining. All right, let me see if I can get that a little bit straighter. Hang tight. All right, that might be as straight as I get it. All right, so now I've got my score line there. And this color right here is called Pretty Peacock, okay? You just did the bunny ears, Gail? That's awesome. I am so glad. The ribbon's yummy. the ribbon is absolutely yummy. Real easy to tie with too. Okay, so this is your Pretty Peacock cardstock, all right? And let me tell you the measurement for this one. It's 3 3/4 by 5 inches, all right? And I'll tell you why I cut it this way, all right? I cut it this way because we're going to put this die right here. And this is 3 3/4 by 5. Does that make sense? So that would lay right on top. Now, I could also use this one. So why don't we make it a little different than the original, okay? Now here's the other nice thing. You can use the white side or the Pretty Peacock side, all right? So you've got 2 colors, all right? And 2 different designs, and you get 2 of each, all right? Okay, let me grab some water here. All right, so to glue this, I'm just gonna move this on out of the way a bit. To glue this one, I'm going to use the fine tip glue pen, okay? And I am going to unscrew the lid, and you're gonna notice there's a little pin in there. So when we go to store this, we're gonna take that pin and it's gonna go right down inside that little hole, okay? So on this side, I certainly am not going to cover this up in glue. It would take forever. So I am going to pick some spots. There's a spot. And I'm going to randomly do a few areas, which is what I did on the original. And I definitely kind of want to get down in the corners. You want to get the outline. So that's what I'm doing first. And I know that this little tiny bit of glue is going to be very difficult for you to see. All right, but this just kind of gives you an idea of what we're doing. And I probably have enough. I don't even think I used this much glue on the original. I'll put one more here, and I'll put one here. Okay, so you get the idea. If you were to cover it in glue, I think you'd have a hot mess. So I don't think you want to do that. All right, so now this needs to go back in this hole, which can be really difficult to do. Well, I might have to do it later. Oh, no, I think I got it. Yep, got it back in there. Toddy says, I get into so much trouble when I watch your videos. Toddy, this is 40% off. 40% off. So it was 70 and now it's 42. It has dies and a stamp. It's got it all. It's really, really cool. And it's something that I have just totally overlooked in the mini. And I wish I hadn't. And I think I looked at it because it was on sale and I'm like, what's this all about? And it was actually a gift to me from Stampin' Up. I can't remember what the occasion was right now, but that's kind of how I got this. So I already had it. Hi, Mary Jo. How are you? All right. So here we are. We've taken that little bit of glue with the fine tip glue pen, and now we have attached this to the Pretty Peacock base. Okay. All right, and if that doesn't, with this glue, you actually need to just kind of hold it down for a few minutes. So don't forget to do that. It's not instant, okay? You're gonna wanna hold it down. All right, yeah, it's holding now. It's doing much better. And I can always go back, and actually, I might do it now. Maybe I didn't have enough glue there. I am going to go back, and I'm just gonna add a couple little pieces of glue, and it dries clear, so I don't think that's going to be an issue for you either, but do kind of push it down, okay? I know, Mary Jo, it has been a very busy day. It really has. All right. Okay, so I'm going to put dimensionals on the back of this right along here. Okay. So that's done. And then we're gonna center it. Oh, you know what? We are actually gonna do one more thing. Hang tight. Whoops. I might have to peel that off. Okay, we're gonna do one more thing, and that is we are going to take that designer paper right there and we're gonna add it to this card base, okay? So let's get that done, and I do have the strip that we're gonna use right here, okay? Oh, Suzanne says, I just ordered 3 sets of this medley so I could get the extra bees. I love it. You can give the stamp set as a prize. Yeah, seriously, the best kit is awesome. I mean, our kits have gotten so good. They're just, you know, when we first started out, they were okay, and now the cards are gorgeous. All right, I'm going to use our banner triple punch, and I'm going to insert this sheet of designer paper because I'm going to make a banner on each side. And this is 1.5 inches for the width. And then the length you're going to have to guess on, which is what I did. It's almost 5 inches. All right, but I'm going to show you how to shorten it if you need to. I might need those extra bees. All right, so now we've done that side. And if I add this to the card base, this is really a bit long. But here, let's try this. Let's just go on and punch it and see if it works. And if it doesn't, actually, I think it's going to work. It actually does work. So, okay, like 4 7/8 is how long it was, okay? All right. And then we are going to add this, and I'm going to do that with snail. Now, I like that too, but I think I'm going to go with the black and white. Ooh, you added a little purple gem to my first card, and it looks right. Awesome. Awesome. I'm so happy that so many of you have this set. Okay, just switching my snail here, all right? Wow, I can't believe I've already been on an hour. How did that happen tonight? How did that happen? All right, so I am taping that there, okay? And now this is where I'm going to take my old olive ribbon and I'm going to wrap it around here. Okay, ladies, I'm gonna tie another bow if you wanna watch, okay? I'll zoom in. I have no idea how it's gonna go. All right, so this is just kind of like tying your shoe, all right? And there's my loop. And you know, I probably do this different every single time. So now that I know y'all are watching, all right, there we go. And that one turned out pretty good, all right? So we're gonna leave that one there, just like that. And then we're gonna go ahead and cut that at a diagonal, all right? Okay, so that little part's done. Now I can zoom out. There we go. Okay, so now the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna add some of these cute die cuts, okay? So we're gonna use this die cut. And we'll use the lemons, and they just pop right out, and you get 2 sheets of the fruit die cuts, okay? Hey, Linda, welcome. I'm so glad you didn't miss us tonight. All right, now we're gonna pop this up. All right. So here we go, and I just put dimensionals on the back. I don't think it really matters where you do it. And for the lemons, I'll look at the original, and let me zoom out a little bit. And then we'll go ahead and we'll add the lemons about right there, okay? So ladies, there's like no stamping on this card, right? How easy is this? All right, and here we're gonna add some more dimensionals. I'm using the ends of my dimensionals here just so I can, whoops, get rid of those. And then I'm gonna tuck this down. Maybe I'm gonna tuck it down in here. Let's see, I know what I'll do. All right, let me position it like this. Okay, and you know what I forgot to do? We never put it on the card base, so we still have to do that. Let's do that, and then we'll add some words, okay? All right. And one more here. And this is where we're gonna add it to the card base. This is one of my favorite layer sizes, and when I say layer sizes, I mean this layer. I love the 3 3/4 inch by 5, and then you center it on the card base. And hopefully I can do this straight. I think I have it. All right. And now I'm going to use this die cut right here, and we'll use some terracotta ink. And we'll use Thank You Kindly. It fits so perfectly in this little die cut. Hopefully I'm not too low. There we go. Give that a few seconds to dry. I have noticed on the die cuts when you go to stamp, it needs a few minutes to dry before you pick it up. Or the ink will smear a little bit. It's not really any big deal, but all right, there's the snail there. And then I'm just gonna kind of layer it with the ribbon like that. All right, and so there it is. And here, look at these two bees on the original card. And then here's the other one. Super simple stamping, just some die cuts and embellishments. Isn't that pretty? And you know, this is right from the catalog. And I think I have told you all before, a lot of times when I'm not sure what to do or what kind of a card to make, I'll make the samples in the catalog, and then I know. That just kind of warms me up, and then I'm ready to do my own thing. All right, so our last card, I'm gonna get the dies out because I do want to show you a couple of things. This die right here, all right, you do get 2 of these. So you can cut 2 of these at one time, all right? So I was trying to figure out what size square that I needed in order to use these. So this is what I did. I took this square, all right, and just kind of laid it right there. And I wanted about a 1/16 of an inch around it, okay? And I'm using the grid paper to kind of help me. Hang tight. So if you look here, that is that a 1/16 of an inch or is it an 1/8 of an inch? I think it's a 1/16. Yeah, it's about a 1/16 of an inch all the way around that border, okay? Yes, Carol, I got your info, okay? I love it. All right, so what I did earlier today to figure out my square was I lined these 2 up, okay? And then I measured, and I figured I would need a square probably at about 3 1/4 inches, okay? So that's how I did it. Now, let's actually measure. Let's actually measure the square to see what I ended up using today, okay? Because this is the important part. All right, and so I don't know where the 3 1/4 came from. I guess I was looking at it wrong. Oh yeah, that would be correct. This is 3 3/8. So by adding this, okay, I've got about an 1/8 of an inch all the way around. So that'll work, okay? All right. Let's see, where should we begin? Well, let's see. Let's start with the stamping. You are going to need 2 flowers, all right? So I'm getting out 2 pieces of cardstock for this. All right, and then I need to find my black Memento ink and ink this up. Okay, so that's one of the flowers. I'm not even sure what kind of flower this is. If you all know, I would love for you to tell me, for those of you who have this set. I mean, it's really, really pretty, but I don't know what kind of a flower it is. Oh, good. Margaret likes math. Margaret, I'll call you next time I'm trying to figure out something. Oh, okay, Carol, the name of this kit is called Botanical Prints Product Medley, page 61, your occasions catalog, okay? Right there. All right, so back to our card. I promise we're gonna finish up. This is where you're going to take the coordinating die, which is this one. You're gonna build the very same sandwich that we built in the beginning of the video and cut those out. All right, so that needs to get done. Okay, and then for your card base, we'll start with the base. This is measuring 8.5 inches by 4.25 inches. And then we're gonna let these two ends meet, okay, just like this. And then we're gonna use our bone folder, all right? And so now we have a square card. This is always, when you see my square cards, this is the basic measurement, okay? I'm gonna take this lovely paper right here. It's 4.25 inches by 4.25 inches. We're gonna use some snail. Okay. And then we are going to, and sometimes this can be so hard to line up because you're trying to find that score line in the Whisper White. I'm gonna start at the score line and move towards that, okay? Just like that, and that is my card base, okay? I've just put designer paper over the entire thing, so that part is done. So now I'm going back to my Whisper White, and I'm going to get out my little die cut pieces. These are cut the very same way, same kind of sandwich, okay? And I should have, I see 1, 2, 3. Oh, here's the other one right here, all right? Now, there are some pieces that I need to pop out, okay? So if you all don't mind waiting a half a second, we're gonna pop out these little pieces here. These were very easy to cut with the Big Shot. All right. And don't let me forget, I do have more cards to show you in this suite, and they will all be on my Facebook page and my blog, okay? So that's one of them. Let's go ahead and we'll get them all done at the same time here. All right. Here we go. And anyone that does want to place the order and get the medley, use this hostess code right here. Okay. I just moved that so you could see the whole hostess code. Okay. All right. Okay, our time just kind of slipped away tonight, didn't it? It really did. For those of you who didn't notice today, I actually posted a reminder about tonight's Facebook Live, and all you have to do is click the box, get reminder, and then there's a countdown right before the show starts. So I don't know if you noticed that this week or not, but now you can get a reminder of when the show is all right, and that way you won't forget about it. Okay, so something new, and I hope you like that new feature. It's taken me a while to work on that one. Okay, we're ready to get started, and we're gonna use that fine tip glue pen again, okay? And this time, I'm just gonna make sure that I can get into these corners. All right, and hopefully that thing hasn't closed up already. All right, that ought to do it. Okay, there we go, yep. All right, don't squeeze the bottle too hard, okay? All right. And then we're gonna pick this little guy up, just like that. And then we're going to put that right there in the corner, all right? Again, I don't know if it's an 1/8 of an inch or a 1/16 of an inch. All right, so that first corner is done, okay? All right, hang on one second. I am just parched. Okay, and I've also spilled water everywhere here. Okay. All right, let's go back. Let's get this corner done. This is the hardest part of your whole card. Okay. There also, if you go to Pinterest, you're going to find some beautiful cards made with this set. It really is a pretty set. I wish I hadn't neglected it so much. All right, so here we go. We're going to put this triangle on here. Okay. And I'm going kind of fast now because we have been together for over an hour here. Okay, so that one's done. And now we're going to do this one. All right. Okay, and now this one. Okay. And one more. And you know, they don't even take that long, do they, to adhere? Although I'm working pretty fast right now to try and get this little part done. All right, and our last piece, it's like building a puzzle. And just hold that down for a few minutes. And now you've got that diamond shape, okay? Just like that. All right, so let's get our flowers out. Let's see. They're right here. And I'm gonna show you which Stampin' blends that I used for coloring. I know the corners are pretty cool. I did use Old Olive, okay? And we don't have a Terracotta Tile Stampin' blend, so I decided to use Cajun Craze. Now you can also use Calypso Coral, all right? So if this is a little too dark for you, try Calypso Coral, okay? All right, I'm going with the light Cajun. I'm gonna zoom in so you can see these pretty flowers. And I'm going to go ahead and color these. All right. There we go. So that's one of them done. Let's see. Sometimes they're kind of hard to see where you need to color the petals. All right. I think that's one. Okay. And again, I'm working a little faster than I normally do. I just kind of color the whole thing. And then this is also part of the flower. So let me outline that. Yeah. Yeah, so if you're getting the Botanical Prints, the coordinating colors are Terracotta Tile, Pretty Peacock, and Old Olive. All right, so you might want to consider some blends to go with it, okay, if you need those. Or ink pads, one or the other. All right, what am I looking at here? All right, and now we're going to move over to this flower. Okay. All right, so definitely be sure to share tonight. I'm going to have 3 cards to put in the mail to you ladies. All right, so I can have 3 winners. Okay, flowers are done. And now we're going to move on to our leaves. Okay, and right now I'm using the light Old Olive. Okay. There's not a whole lot to see in the color down here. There's lots of lines and stuff with the black memento. Let me know if y'all have any questions while I'm getting this coloring done. Okay. And yes, you can use the dark old olive. I just chose to use the light right now. All right. And so that's one of our first flowers. Does anybody know what that flower is? I'm not really sure. I wish I knew. All right, and now we're going to color this one. It's got some really pretty leaves. Okay. All right, did I mention Crushed Curry? That's the other coordinating color. I don't know if I mentioned Crushed Curry. All right. So, I mean, it's turning out really nice, I think. I love the blends because I feel like I know what I'm doing with my coloring. All right, and I think we got it done, ladies. Okay, well, let's go ahead and we're going to get our flowers popped up. Let's see. I'm going to start a new dimensional. And again, I'll probably just put 2 dimensionals here. It's not going to matter where I put them. Ooh, is it a cherry blossom? I don't think so. I don't think so, Gail. I'm not sure what it is. I wish I knew flowers better. But I don't think it's a cherry blossom. It doesn't look like, you know, the Parisian suite that we have. It doesn't look like that. The bloom doesn't. So I don't think it's the same thing. Okay, you're going to notice in the original card that I had, that I had some of the leaves, okay? So here are those leaves, and we're gonna add some, and I've already cut them out, and we have dies to do that. You can cut 2 of these little sets at the same time, and I think we're gonna need 3 for this. All right, and for these, I like to use a glue dot, and I'm just gonna put that glue dot on the back of that stem, okay? And then I am going to just tuck in the leaf. Let's see if I can get that up. Okay, all right. And then one more here. Lately, the glue dots have been like super sticky. Oh, I know something I want to ask y'all also. And I don't know if you see this or not. There's a little Be Creative stamping in the bottom left corner. Can you see that? I'm just curious. It could be a dogwood, Carol. It very well could be, but I'm not sure. So let me know. I've got my little Be Creative stamping image, and I want to know if it's showing. I can see it, but can you see it? Can you see it from your screen? I was just curious about that. All right, so now I've added those leaves as well, okay? So we're almost there. This was probably the most time-consuming card for us. I'm going to use this piece of scrap paper, and I'm gonna bring in terracotta. Oh, you do see it? That's so cool. I didn't know that. Oh, yay. I wasn't sure. I am so glad. So see, I've made some improvements. It's, you know, as a matter of fact, it will be a year this Friday that I've been doing Facebook Live. A whole year, May 15th. It is hard to believe that a year has gone by, and I'm glad you can see the logo. That's awesome. I'm going to trim this just a little bit so that I can get my circle punch in here, okay? And punch that out. I don't know what I would do without my circle punches. That is the 1 inch. I'm going to bring in my gorgeous ribbon again. You know how I love this. And I do want to fold this in half. And so I'm going to take a glue dot, but I'm not putting the glue dot in the center of the ribbon, okay? I'm going to put it over here on one of the ends. And I'll show you why. Now I'm going to tape them together, all right? So the glue dot's there. If I had put the glue dot in the middle of the ribbon, it would have been like this, completely smashed. All right, so that's why I did it that way. And I'm actually gonna add another glue dot so it will hang on to this circle. Okay, and I'm gonna put it about right there. Okay, just like that. And then I'm gonna pop it up. So I've got more that will help that ribbon stay on there. Okay, I got glue dots, I've got dimensionals. Thank you, Carol. Can't believe it's been a year, girls. I will tell you that. And when I started this adventure, I had no idea where it would take me, but it's been awesome. And I have all of you as friends, and that's what's been so fun, is to talk to the same people every week. All right, let's go ahead and pop this up. All right, what do you say we do that? And we'll finish up this card for the night, and I'm gonna show you some more samples that I created. I could spend another whole week on the Botanical Prints, and I just want to display them in my kitchen. Okay, because I have fruit in my kitchen. All right, so that's how my card's gonna open. And so now I am going to add this on top, okay? Now let's add a bee, okay? I'm gonna show you how to do that because they can be a bit tricky. All right, I wish I had about 5 dozen of these. I only have like 2 left. We're gonna need a glue dot. So let me see oh, there, over here. Okay, now what I have found, okay, for attaching bees, it is best, I think, to pick up this glue dot with your paper snips, or you can pick it up with the Take Your Pick tool, okay? Then I flip it over to the back side of the bee, and I kind of put it there on the back. And it gets scrunched up, but that is okay. You won't be able to see it from the front. And then I'll add it right there. Okay, so now we have the card. All right, so that is the finished product. And you all were so patient with me while I finished them. All right, so, and look, we've got 2 different pieces of paper here too. They're both very different designer papers, but they have that same color, that terracotta tile in there, but the background is a bit different. I know, we're in more trouble. Okay, so let me show you some more cards. I showed you this one in the beginning, and this is just a sample from the book. With this one, I don't know if you can see this stamped image, but this actually almost looks like blueberries on this one. And you can see I've used different designer papers. Isn't this pretty? I mean, it just makes you want lemons in your kitchen, right? Thank you, Leslie. I'm glad you like it. All right, now guess what I did with this one? Let me show you the piece of designer paper and what it really looks like, okay, if I can find it. Let's see if I can dig through here. Okay. This is the designer paper that's here. How about that? Isn't that cool? Now, guess what I did? I colored this sheet of paper with Stampin' blends, okay? Can you believe that's the same piece of paper? So with your Stampin' blends, the background is Pool Party, and this orange is Pumpkin Pie. These are for the Stampin' blends, okay? And this green is Granny Apple Green. Okay, so those are the 3 Stampin' blends that I used. I colored it. I could have colored in the daffodils, but chose not to. Then I popped up these die cuts, and these are 2 different designer papers, okay? Let's see, so that's that one. And then my last 3 You know, sometimes I love to just showcase the paper, and this is showcasing the paper, okay? So this is crushed curry. Then I use some basic gray. See that cardstock in there? Yeah, that was a lot of coloring, but it went really fast, Carol. And then there's crushed curry on the outer edge. These will be on my blog this week and Facebook, and I'll give you measurements, okay? This layered circle is Pretty Peacock. And then, of course, I added the bee. You get 12 bees in the kit. This is Terracotta Tile. I use Terracotta Tile on the layering circle. Basic gray cardstock and Terracotta Tile cardstock, okay? Just kind of showcasing the paper. That was the whole reason for the card. And then this is the Pretty Peacock. So it's Pretty Peacock. By the way, I didn't color these. This is what the paper looks like. Basic gray is in there, and then Pretty Peacock again, and then this is the crushed curry. All right, so these are the main three colors. You might want to order these to go along with your botanical prints. All right, the kit 40% off. All right, which makes it what? $42. This was a $70 kit with a stamp set, dies, ribbon, paper, embellishments, and die cuts. Tons and tons of stuff, okay? So that's the Botanical Prints, and I could just spend another week on it. Now, before we go, I have Happy Mail, all right? And I have so much Happy Mail because I haven't shared that lately, okay? So I just want to go through these really quick, okay? All right. So I received this Mother's Day card in the mail from Peggy, and she may still be watching. Peggy used the wink of Stella on the birds. Aren't they beautiful? And this is the bird ballad paper. How lovely is that? Oh, and she stamped it. She stamped it on the back. So that was a bit of Happy Mail. This is a thank you note. Oh my gosh, Miss Peggy, this one's from you too. There's a thank you note. This one, this is from Gail, who's watching tonight. This is Happy Mother's Day. I got some really pretty Mother's Day cards. This paper is from Petal Palette, if you can remember that suite. It was in the mini in 2019, I believe. And Gail colored all these flowers. I believe I'm correct. She used her Stampin' blends and she colored these. How pretty is that? This is from another customer, Miss Jackie, and she had embossed this, and it looks like she inked up the embossing folder to do this. I'm not familiar with this embossing folder, so it may not be Stampin' Up, but it was a lovely card that I wanted to share. This is from Joyce. This is not a Stampin' Up stamp set, but she was making cards for the ladies at church, and she made me one, and I thought that was super sweet. And she put a really lovely little note in there, but that's from Joyce. This one I've had a little bit, and I don't think I've shared, and this is from Terry. Terry, are you still watching tonight? If you are, I absolutely loved your card. Terry wrote me a beautiful note thanking me for Facebook Live and for prizes and stuff. So I thought that was super sweet. Thank you. This is one of our card kits. It's the Project Felt card kit. And I believe this is in the 2019 annual catalog. It's still available for a limited time, okay? So that's a really sweet card kit with felt flowers. This darling little card has bees on it and darling little washi tape. And this is from Miss Leslie. If you're still watching, Leslie, thank you for the birthday card. My birthday was a month ago, but we've been doing so many other things, and I think I forgot to share these with you. So that's why I wanted to pop these in tonight. This is from another customer, Lisa. She's one of my local customers. And of course it has bees because that's what I love. This is from Terry. This was just a COVID-19 thinking of you card. How pretty is that with the poppies? So that's from Miss Terry. This is from Gail again, and this was for my birthday, and Gail used the Parisian suite with the cherry blossoms. So the cherry blossoms will carry over, but the Eiffel Tower is going to retire, okay? Here is another lovely card. I can't tell you this stamp set. So if it's a Stampin' Up! One, I don't know the name of it. And this is from Jackie. She's one of my Hostess Club ladies. And that was a birthday card from her. Isn't that pretty? Here's another birthday card from Anne. And I love this paper. It's not Stampin' Up!, but I love it because I love the bees. And this is an Easter card. How pretty is that? And I think this probably is a Stampin' Up! Image, but it's from some years back. And this is from Nancy. So if Nancy is watching tonight, this is from her. Isn't that lovely? So how lucky am I to get all that those beautiful cards in the mail? All right, a few reminders for you. Botanical Prints, 40% off. That's what we worked on tonight. And then you'll have all the inspiration from my blog and Facebook page. All those cards will be there, okay? The In Color Share Box. If you missed that tonight, go back and hit replay and find out what's in the box and start your reservation today, okay? Payment for the share box will be Wednesday, June 3rd when it's ordered, and I can ship priority to you. Priority is 2 days, by the way. May Hostess Club. This is the code, all right? So if you're gonna place an order in my online store, use this code. When your order's $35, you earn a bee. And when you've earned 10 bees, you'll get 35 in free product. So if you order the Botanical Prints, you're going to earn a bee, all right? So ladies, that is tonight's cards. And let me switch over to me now. I hope all of you have a great rest of your Wednesday. You've made my Wednesday. I wait for this all day long. I'm working all day doing things, but I'm always thinking about what I'm doing Wednesday night. So thanks for making that fun for me, okay?